planning. Number 2, healthy and inclusive community, including accessibility and active transportation. 3, safe and age-friendly community. 4, business development. 5, recreation, culture, and leisure services. Adopted this 25th day of November 2024. It says that because we can't adopt it here tonight. We will be having a council meeting, our first regular council meeting will be on the 25th of November, and we will be adopting it then. But it is our desire to sign it tonight, which I will do now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And invite Sarah McKinnon.
I, Sarah McKinnon, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Town of Westville, and that I am truly faithfully and impartially execute the duties of office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received or will not receive any payment or rewards or promise, or therefore exercise any partiality or other undue execution on the duties of office.
Thank you. You would sign there, please. Mitchell McGregor.
Sarah.
I, Mitchell McGregor, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I'm duly qualified as required by law for office of Councillor of the Town of Westville, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and abilities, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Helen Dunn. Please step forward.
I, Helen Dunn, swear that I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Town of Westville, and that I will truly, faithfully, and partially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Thank you. Danielle Fraser.
I was waiting for Diane.
There you were. And I was fearful that I might go there again.
No problem. I, Danielle Fraser, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of Councillor of the Town of Westville, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
you. Thank you. So, with that, I will turn it over to His Worship Mayor White.
Thank you very much, Scott. I'm just going to suggest that make sure your mics are on, everyone. We are live streaming as well. Hopefully people could hear what was going on. So first of all, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out to join with us as we begin our journey as a new council. I'm not going to say too much right now. I have a few words to say later. But I want to officially call the meeting of the swearing in to order. And I'm delighted to read the roll call for the first time. To my right, Councillor Danielle Fraser, Councillor Helen Dunn, CAO Weirs, myself, Mayor Lenny White, Deputy Mayor to be. I say that because we don't formally set our committees, and the Deputy Mayor is a position of one of the committees until our meeting on November the 25th will be our first official council meeting. But Deputy Mayor to come, Sarah McKinnon, Councillor Mitchell McGregor. Welcome everyone. Going to begin also, before we get into some comments, with acknowledging that we are meeting in Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people, and we are all treaty people, and we honor those treaties as we work towards reconciliation. Also want to acknowledge, and I should point out before I say the rest, that this has been, this month of October is National Indigenous Month, and we have been flying the Mi'kmaq flag, as some of you hopefully noticed, out in front of our center here for the month of October. I also want to acknowledge the histories, legacies, and contributions of the African Nova Scotia people who have been here for over 400 years. With that, I gave council a little bit of a heads up that you have an opportunity to say a few words if you wish tonight, and I'll start by asking Councillor McKinnon.
All right, good evening, everybody. I would just like to say a very special thank you to my family and to my friends and to all the supporters during the election. I'm very honored and humbled to be back on Westville Council and serving this community. We have a lot of very exciting things coming, and I'm really looking forward to being part of an amazing team that are going to make those things happen. So, different McKinnon, shorter speeches. And thank you all so much for being here tonight, and thanks again.
All right, Councillor McGregor.
Thank you, Your Worship. I too will have a short speech today. I really want to start off by thanking all my supporters, in particular, obviously my family, my close friends, my girlfriend Devin, as well as I have to put a shout out to the recognized agent, Kevin Dooley, who supported me in the election. But really a special thank you to the residents that did get out and vote and re-elect me. I'm not sure who the 800 plus of you are, but thank you very much. And again, I'm really excited to work with this council. A lot of hard work has gone in the last 4, 6, 10 years to kind of get us to where we are, and really looking forward to the good things that are about to happen in this town and to be part of this community. So congratulations to the rest of council, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Councillor Dunn.
I had to write mine down. Good evening, everyone. I'm not the type to be up front and will be very short and sweet. I just wanted to take a quick moment and thank my family and all of the citizens for the confidence and votes. I want everyone to know my door is always open for any concerns you may have. Please just reach out. I won't pretend to know all the answers, but I do promise to find out what I can, and also promise, regardless of the answer, I will always return your call. Looking forward to this new chapter in my life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Dunn. Councillor Fraser.
Good evening, everyone. I'm also going to read mine. First, I just want to thank each and every one of you for entrusting me with this role on council. I am truly honored. I worked really hard to get out there and meet as many of you as I could, and it showed in the votes, and I am forever grateful. I'm also grateful to my son and my family and friends who had to put up with my craziness during the campaign. I'm sure it wasn't easy. I'm here to bring fresh ideas, practical solutions, and just enough common sense to keep things interesting. I also want to assure everyone that I'll be keeping my promises, especially one about not taking myself too seriously. Because let's face it, there's enough drama in town already, right? In all seriousness, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves, get a little dirt under my nails, even if it's metaphorical, and make some real progress for Westville. Here's to teamwork, community, and hopefully fewer potholes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. I have a few comments as well, just if you allow me, and I wrote mine down as well. So, you know, I've learned a lesson that, well, I tend to ramble anyway, but even when I write them down, I ramble. But I'm a little less rambling, hopefully, when I do write something down. So, and I wanted to be take a moment to say these things. First of all, I want to congratulate all council members, returning councillors, Sarah, soon to be deputy, Councillor McGregor as well, who will be deputy in the second term. That's how we do it in Westville, just so you know. We do it on the basis of the votes that were required during the campaign, and rotate the position of deputy mayor. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to working with all of you and to create a team to continue to build on the efforts of the previous council and move Westville forward. And I think we're off to a good start with the signing of our statement of intent that we all did earlier, which will serve as a guide to our actions as a council. I know there were several times during the last term when we had to rely on that and then draw our attention back to it. Councillor McGregor was good at doing that. I know Councillor Bragg when she was here as well, and others. So it is important because, you know, those are more than words on the paper. We really want to adhere to that and as we move forward. Thank you once again to the retiring councillors, Clary McKinnon, who's here this evening, and Bernie Murphy. They both made significant contributions to the success of the previous council, and their work is greatly appreciated. And us around the table know that to be a fact. The contributions were enormous. And they both, by the way, both Clary and Bernie will be receiving a long-term service award from the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities, which we will be presenting at our November 25th council meeting, regular council meeting. So we look forward to that. I'm also thinking about other members of this council. As most of you know, of this council lost a couple of members during its term, past members Betty Jean Sutherland and Megan Bragg, who both passed away unexpectedly during the term of the previous council. And in their brief time with council, they both contributed significantly to our success and had much more to give. I miss their input and have since their passing, and I miss their input and their knowledge, and I think of them often. The past council persevered through some challenging times. As I just mentioned, the loss of both Betty Jean and Megan, the COVID pandemic, Hurricane Fiona, and a once-in-a-generation snow event. Hopefully, this council will not have to endure some of those events going forward in the next 4 years. I want to thank my campaign manager and official agent, Clary McKinnon, for his support and help during the election campaign. Clary had volunteered some time ago to say to me, look, if we have an election, I'd like to be your campaign manager. And I accepted that. And when I found out there was an election, I called Clary, and I can tell you without a word of lie that he was more excited than I was, much more excited than I was, that I had an election. But anyway, it worked out well. I have to admit that as the campaign unfolded, I was happy that I had the opportunity to have an election, to be honest with you. I enjoyed meeting so many people that I hadn't met before in town and wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet otherwise if it had not been for the campaign, I'm sure. As much as I tried to entice people to come and see me, you know, I found out you got to go and see them, right? It's a good lesson. But I really had a great time meeting people and getting their thoughts and input on ideas for the town. I want to thank Lori Peters as well for putting her name forward to run for mayor. I thank her for conducting a very respectful and friendly campaign, and I hope that she continues to stay involved in town affairs. I want to thank all those who donated to my campaign and those who took lawn signs. But most importantly, I want to thank, as Councilor McGregor did and others did, all those who took the time to vote and show support for me during that process. I said during the campaign that as an incumbent mayor, it was like going through an employment performance review by all the eligible voters. And I must say I was overwhelmed by the results of the review. I'm very thankful for your support, and it encourages me in my desire and determination to continue the work of being your mayor, and it invigorates me to continue in that capacity. During my time as mayor, I've treated it as a full-time job and worked on a daily basis to attend to the duties of the office. As probably the office staff, Christian Reed, our recording secretary, can attest to, maybe I'm a little bit of a pain in the side of the office staff sometimes because I'm there so frequently. But I pledge to continue to do that, by the way. And I will continue with my open door sessions and my monthly written reports to citizens and quick responses to residents' questions and concerns via phone, email, and in person, and to hold public engagement sessions with council on important town matters. And I'm honored once again to serve as your mayor of this great little town, and I'm looking forward truly with optimism to the next 4 years, working with our new council and the amazing staff led by this gentleman, Scott Weirs, seated to my right here. We have a great staff in this town. We're very fortunate. I don't think citizens realize the nature and the quality of the individuals that work for us on a daily basis in this town, and it's a small staff, and I don't think people realize that because of the work that they turn out. It's almost impossible to think that they can do what they do, but they do it every day. And before I close, I also want to thank my wife Karen, who's here with me this evening, for her unending support of anything, the crazy idea that I get things that I want to do that take me away from being home. And she knows how much I love doing these things and supports me in any decision I make regarding that. And it's very important, as all of you I'm sure know, to have that kind of support at home, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, honey. And thank you all for coming tonight once again. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a picture of our council, our new council, and Bob McEachran came tonight, the official, unofficial town, unpaid, unofficial town photographer, who is the chronicling the history of this town and Pictou County, really. And I've said this before to Bob, and I've said it on posts, that the guy is phenomenal in what he does, and it's only going to be in years to come that the true value of everything that Bob has been doing really has an impact, right? If you talk to people like George Dooley and Tom Steele and these people who are interested in history, they'll tell you they would have died to have this kind of documentation of years gone by of history of this town, and Bob's providing that, and it's going to be there forever. So we really appreciate Bob taking the time to come tonight to help us chronicle the new council and going forward. So I think what we're going to do, I don't want to bore the rest of you with us getting pictures taken. So there are some refreshments down back, I believe, until they last. You're quite welcome to help yourself to that, and we'll get our pictures taken, and then we'll hopefully get a chance to talk with all of you and do a little bit of mingling with you as well. And just one final thing before I close. Chief Hoback, Mark Hoback, is with us this evening. Appreciate the chief coming along. And I want to once again express the sincere condolences on behalf of council and all residents, I'm sure, of town of Westville. Mark's father passed away unexpectedly just in the past week, and so we want to certainly convey our sincere condolences to you, Mark, and your family. And we appreciate you being here this evening. So with that, I'm going to adjourn this portion of the meeting, and we'll, as I say, the refreshments are down back there. Just help yourself. And please stay around. We'd love to chat with you a little bit. We're just going to get a couple of pictures taken, and we'll be there. Thank you.